All right, so let's go. Let's get started.
Okay.
All right. Let's get it going. Mark chapter 5.
Mark chapter.
All right, so in Mark chapter 5, we're gonna see some miracles that Yahushua did.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when it comes to talks, everybody's awake. What's going on? When the service is not going on, everybody's awake.
Oh, we died. We black. We ate. Well, you said them jobs for these points open.
Okay, Mark chapter 5.
Mark chapter 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they came over unto the other side. So now after they crossed the river,
Mm-hmm.
they came unto the other side.
Let me see.
After he calmed the water down. Right, he calmed the water down, so he came on the other side now.
Mm-hmm.
Show them
Of the sea.
like that.
Into the country of the Gadarenes. All right, unto the river of the Gadarenes. So he crossed the river, crossed the sea on the other side. So now we're gonna see what he did.
Okay.
Mark chapter 5.
Mark chapter 5.
Mark chapter 5.
You just walked in. I was listening to it on the podcast.
All right. You ready?
Ready.
Mark chapter 5.
Yeah, Mark chapter 5.
What verse?
We at the first verse now.
First verse.
That's the right, color back in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in verse 2 it says, and when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tomb a man with an unclean spirit. So immediately when he came out of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
somebody met him. And that man, he came from the tombs, out of the cemetery.
He came from the cemetery.
Whoa.
But what happened is, as we read on, we're going to find out what happened to that man.
You turned the heat air off.
To the man unclean spirit.
I can see it.
Somebody did, not me.
Look at warm in here. Got a jacket. No, it was cold in here. It was good cold. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna see who just came out the tomb. Go ahead.
And it says, verse 2, it says, and when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs,
Mm-hmm.
out of the tombs, a man with an unclean spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So the man that came out of the tomb had an unclean spirit, because that's where he lives. He lives in the cemetery.
Or lived in the cemetery?
Right. Because he has an unclean spirit.
Right.
He lived there.
Okay.
And we're going to find out more about
That's
it.
automatically you have an unclean spirit and you live in the cemetery.
No. It just so happened that man, that's where he stays. It's just like, for example, you might have some homeless people. They just like to go just sleep there in the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So that man had an unclean spirit on him, and his place of abide was in the cemetery.
Oh,
So he came out of one of the tombs in the cemetery.
Okay.
In verse 3. In verse 3, it reads, who had his dwelling among the tombs. So he had a dwelling among the tombs. When you have your dwelling, dwelling means his place of abide. That's where he stays.
Oh, that's where he lived.
He dwelled there. That's where he lived.
That's where he lived. Okay.
Among the tombs. And no man could bind him, no, not with chains. So the unclean spirit was so strong,
I know it was.
no man can hold him, not even chain. Because you have unclean spirit, you tie him with chain. Next thing you know, you see the person walk in the street, and you know the person was just bound. It was bound. And I've seen that live. Right? You bind him with chain, he breaks the chain.
Break the chain?
Yeah, he breaks the chain. So he had a heavy, but let me not say heavy. He had heavy spirits on him. Verse 4. Before we go to verse 4, let's go to Luke 8 and 27.
Oh, Lord. Yay! Fast? Next guy.
Luke chapter 8 and verse 27.
Chapter 8.
Luke 8. Mark, Luke. Oh, that's the next chapter. Oh, that's prophet like Luke 8. 8 who?
8:27.
All right. Luke 8:27. We're in Mark chapter 5, verse 4.
But you can read it once you have it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, young fella. And the next chapter.
Anybody got it?
Gun.
Luke.
Excuse me.
Luke 8:27, it says, and when he went forth to the land, there he met him out of the city a certain man, which had revealed long time.
No.
Oh, that's the devil. Okay, let me read it again. And when he went out forth to the land, where met him out of the city a certain man, which had the devil long time, where no other neither.
No.
No. I love him too.
Take your time and read every word.
And when he went forth to the land, there met him out of the city a certain man, which had the devil.
Not the devil, which had
Devils.
Who had devils.
You gotta make sure you say it exactly how it is, because that's how you're gonna get the meaning. If you say devil, that means it's one. Okay. Remember, I said he had spirits, evil spirits in him. So he had devils.
Okay.
All right, devils in him.
And when he went forth to the land, there he met him out of the city a certain man, which had devils long time, and wear no clothes, neither abode in any house but in the tomb.
So that's what does that say right here? It gives you a clear understanding what kind of man was this man.
Mm-hmm.
So that man, he lives in the tombs. He went to meet Yahushua in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and he wear no clothes. He put no clothes on.
Yeah, no clothes on, right?
Well, just a question. Is this black people or just one of them?
It doesn't say black,
Oh, okay.
white. It doesn't say. It just says
color.
man.
Excuse me, I know about two words.
Okay.
Color.
You can see my color.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
It probably was a brother, though.
Right.
Sleeping in the tomb.
He had devils everywhere. And he wear no clothes.
Somebody gonna bother
He
you.
wear gold and house.
Right. So he wear no clothes. He had no clothes
Yeah,
on.
he's black. No. He's black.
Mm-hmm.
Color. He's dirty.
He said neither abode in any house, meaning he didn't stay in any home. He
Right.
stayed in the tombs.
He stayed in the tomb.
Right.
Okay.
In the cemetery.
No lecture
In the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
People.
All right. So let's go back. I just wanted to
Okay.
get a clear understanding what kind of man it was.
Okay.
So that was Luke 8:27.
Right.
That's the man in the tomb.
Right. The kind of man he was. He stayed in the tomb.
By himself.
Mm-hmm.
Naked. He's ready for something to jump off. Come out there naked. What you want? He ain't for real. What you want? First of all, what you doing in the tomb stuff?
All right. So now verse 4, it says, because that he had been often bound with feathers and chain, and the chain had been plucked asunder by him. So they tie him with chain. When they tie him with chain, he break the chain.
Okay. But he still had it hanging on.
Huh?
He still had the pieces hanging.
I don't know.
He had to. You said he came up to Jesus.
Right. What I'm saying is he had chain. They bind him with chain, right?
Okay.
They
And he
bound
broke
him
it.
with
Oftentimes they bind him with chain. He break the chain all the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's saying. So no chain can hold him.
No chain could hold it.
Right. Go ahead, Mr.
So he broke in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Neither could any man tame him.
Right.
So nobody can hold him.
Yeah, he probably was colored.
And always night and day he was in the mountains. So at night he went up in the mountains. Night and day. Every time. But that's where he stays. He stays in the tombs. But when he go out, night and day,
he goes in the mountain.
he go in the mountain.
Was white, off his mouth.
And in the tombs crying and cutting himself with stones. So that was a vicious, that he had vicious spirits on him.
Right.
Not only he will cut himself, break chains, right? He would cry and he would walk back and forth in the mountain.
Oh, okay.
And then he just go in the tombs. That's where he stayed. That's where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he rolls.
Gone.
Okay.
All right. So imagine you see somebody like that in your city all the time. He's known for having that kind of spirits on him. So everybody in the city pretty much know him. In verse 6. But when he saw Yahushua afar off, he ran and worshiped him.
Hey, so he's loose.
Look at that.
Jesus.
That's strong. He knew who Yahushua was.
He knew who Yahushua was.
A good point. He knew Yahushua was. But you know what happened? Some of the people that Yahushua was walking with, like we said earlier, they didn't know who Yahushua was.
But he did.
Yeah, he did.
But he did.
Yeah.
So evil spirit understood and knew who Yahushua.
Well, you find out who that is.
Huh?
Well, you already know.
Right, you knew too.
Yeah. You know,
right, the first of this disciple who identified him.
You gotta read. Come on, stay with us. Ain't gonna be the first, ain't gonna be the last.
Verse 7. So he worshiped Yahushua. The evil spirit identified with Yahushua.
Oh, okay. That's what happened.
The evil spirits identified with Yahushua.
Identified, so let them know.
Right. They knew that was Yahushua.
Then you knew that was Yahushua.
But the people that he was teaching, most of them didn't really knew that he was the Messiah.
Okay.
And cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God that thou torment me not. So that's what he told Yahushua when he went and worshiped him. Automatically he identified that's the Son of God. Clear.
Straight up.
Straight up.
I know who you is. You that color man.
Straight to the point, he tell Yahushua, I know who you are. Thou Son of God. Yeah. Son of the Most High God. I adjure thee, thou torment me not. So the evil spirit knew that Yahushua is coming for them. Or he can torment them. Right?
Right.
So read on. It says in verse 8, for he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. Yahushua speaking to the spirit that's in him now.
Yeah.
And he asked him, what is thy name?
Here you go. My name is.
And he answered, saying, my name is Legion. For we are many. So it was not just one spirit.
He said it was many.
He had spirits in him.
Yeah.
So legion. Legions of spirits. That's why he was able to break chains. He had not only one spirit, he had many spirits, all had a spirit.
Yeah, that's why he was able to do that.
Break chains.
Go ahead.
Big chains.
Yeah, because he had a lot of spirits inside of him. Evil spirits.
And he asked him, and he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. So he besought him much that he would not set them away out of the country. What is that saying here? Every time it's low, it's not clear. I'm gonna ask you what it say here.
What you say?
In verse
10?
Go on.
Okay, well, Jesus used psychology on him. He wanted all of them to stay right here.
No, the man asked Jesus.
I know what he asked him. I'm about to. No, let me let him get his laugh off so I can change it up. Go ahead. You did it earlier too. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Your laugh off. Go ahead. No. All right, you do all the laughing now.
All right, come on, let's go.
And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. You guys getting away with trying to get away from questions, serious questions.
Well, he asked Jesus, can we stay in the country?
Yes.
I wonder why they wanted to stay in the country.
The spirit?
Yeah, the spirit said, don't chase us out of the city.
Okay, let us stay, huh?
They're looking for a clean vessel to jump into.
Right, because the spirits, when they jump out, they need a place to stay.
That's why he wanted to keep them right there.
They need another place.
The spirits, he wanted to keep them right there where he had them at.
Right.
Spirits wanted to what?
Jesus wanted to keep them evil spirits. See where Bazak at? No, he didn't use spirit. See that right there? Jesus wanted to keep them right there so they won't be going around.
No, it's not Jesus that wanted to keep him right there.
They wanted to stay.
They wanted to stay.
They wanted to stay in that city
In the
where
city.
they was at. They knew they had to come out that man sooner or later.
Right.
But
Listen, so you learn.
Listen.
They knew they had to come out there. They was asking Jesus, can we at least stay in the city? That's what
right, so they can jump to another man.
Right, jump into somebody else.
Okay, but Jesus wanted to stay right there.
Jesus did not want them to.
We gonna let him go. Okay.
So we're gonna find out. Because what happened is he's making a request to Yahushua what to do with the spirit.
Watch this right here.
Verse 11. Now there was there nigh unto the mountain a great herd of swine feeding.
There we go. Keep reading, brother.
So there were a great herd of swine, pigs.
And you're gonna put them in the pigs, and the pigs gonna go in the water
And all the devils
and die.
besought him, saying, send us into the swine that we may enter into them. So you see what our spirit?
Yeah, that's why he wanted to keep him right there.
The spirit jumps.
Right.
Yeah.
Spirit jumps into
them
So
pigs.
now let's get into that, right? You see a bunch of people walking out. Everybody walking out in here, they have a spirit on them.
Yeah.
If it's not the spirit of the Most High, they have the devil in them. If you're not dealing with keeping the laws of the Most High, you have a spirit in you, but it's a devil spirit.
Unclean spirit.
A devil spirit is not always like that, like this guy right here. There's all kinds of diversity in the evil spirit too. Calm, family men, go to school, have a family, feed their kids and stuff like that. But that doesn't stop them from having an evil spirit because they're not following Yahweh Shah.
Sometimes they go out there and start shoot up the schools and stuff.
Right, so that's when the spirit got crazy. Like the spirit right here. And not only one, many spirits torment, people. You can have multiple spirits on you. Right? Back when I was in the world.
Who you?
Right? When I was in the world. When I was not in the truth, I was just like a regular person. If you see me, I'm a regular person, right?
Go to a party,
Well, yeah, a party.
But ain't no
That's like any man. There's nothing wrong with party. But what I'm saying is, if you don't know that I have an evil spirit on me.
Right.
Right? Because I'm just like everybody else. I'm not killing nobody. Right? I'm not doing anything crazy out there. But I have an evil spirit on me.
You're not following the law.
Because I'm not following the law. I'm not following after Christ. So I have an evil spirit. Every one of us, everybody, as a matter of fact, if we're not following the scriptures, we have an evil spirit on us. No matter how clean cut we try to make it as a nice person, this an evil spirit. Because you don't have the true spirit. You have a spirit of lies.
An evil spirit reside in us?
Huh?
Evil spirit reside in us, so we don't be found.
What do you mean? Anybody that we're dealing with that is not following after the scriptures as it is written, they following after other gods, and they have other spirits in them. Even they try to tell you, yeah, I'm a man of God, I go to church on Sundays, evil spirit in them. Automatically you got another spirit in them, not the spirit of Christ. Y'all come on.
Here we go, yo.
No matter how smart they may sound, how intelligent they may sound, as long as it's not that spirit of Christ is an evil spirit.
Psalms 51:10. It said, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Verse 11, cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
I know that. My mom made me learn that.
The
more you start writing down some of these prayers, bro. Yup. And that's a
see, when you're speaking with people out there in the street, you got to speak to them on their level. They got an evil spirit in them.
Right. So you got to speak, like you say, you got to speak to them on that type of way because you don't know how to deal with them.
Even at home, you might have brothers and sisters, right? Brothers and sisters, their family you love so much. They not in the scriptures. They got an evil spirit in them. That's it.
Okay.
A wife, cousins, brother, husband, they got an evil spirit in them. Sometimes the evil spirit is the evil spirit. The evil spirit doesn't mean you go out and do, bother people. No, you got a calm. You have a calm evil spirit in you.
Where it's the way they could
You ain't got
present themselves.
Right.
The way they present themselves. That's why you can tell that evil spirit in them.
No, it's not the way they present themselves. If they not following after the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High as it is written, they got an evil spirit in them.
Okay. All right. I'll go
That's
with that.
plain. That's plain.
Yeah, one.
One more.
Yeah, sometimes, you know,
Evil means lies. They got a spirit in them. It's a spirit of lies, and because if you follow after Christianity, you follow after you following lies. That's what evil means. Deceiving, right? Deception. You have a deceptive spirit in you, not the true spirit of the Most High that you're walking with.
and sometimes people like coming to the truth, have the knowledge and understanding, breaking down scripture and everything like that, and somehow they lose that spirit of understanding, and they don't see it anymore. They just like go back into the world,
Right.
and they lose the understanding of the whole scripture, the whole concept of who we are and what our purpose is. They lose it and they go out there.
Come.
And more spirits jump on them and they become worse than what they were.
10 times
when they were
worse.
here. Yeah.
Right.
It happened. It's like, wow. Don't see anymore.
Have you seen her?
Unclean spirit.
Come on.
All right, let's go back to Mark 5.
No, that's good, bro. Good, bro.
Mark
5. And what verse we on?
12.
12.
Oh, wait, I was reading before y'all. Yeah, I was.
11.
Okay.
You're on 11.
11.
All right, verse 12.
Well, there you go.
And all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine,
There you go.
that we may enter into them.
Mm-hmm.
And forthwith, Yahushua gave them leave. So Yahushua gave him permission.
Go ahead.
So they leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine.
And he out of that man there.
And the herd
Wow.
ran violently down a steep place into the sea.
Bam.
There were about 2,000.
Wow.
Is that many of them?
Yes, there were about 2,000 and were choked in the sea.
He died.
That's
All right.
the number of the swine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had that the number of the swine that had the evil spirit
So
on
that
it.
was the number of the Satan, the devil.
The devils that
and
go.
two of the pigs.
They went
pigs.
inside the pig.
Yeah. They was inside
So
that
imagine that man have
Hold on. You saying that was the number of the swine or the number of the devils?
the number of the swine that entered to
No. The devils entered into the swine.
The swine.
evil spirit entered
No,
into the
which
swine.
the 2,000 was what? Was it the devils or was it the swine?
2,000 swine entered. The
No.
spirit entered into the swine. It was 2,000 of them.
So with 2,000 spirits, which went into 2,000 swine.
That you got it.
Because if it wasn't in the swine, then
They
they
would
didn't
be-
jump off the cliff.
Where you see
So there had to
2,000?
be one spirit for each swine. Is that what you saying?
One spirit for each swine.
Okay.
Okay,
That's why I said my name is Legion,
There's more than
for
one.
we are many.
there was a whole gang of them.
Can I ask you a question? Where you see 2,000 in case I missed it? Okay, I see it. In the sea, it was about.
So
2,000.
imagine all these spirits,
Right.
they were inside him.
Mm.
Imagine a
Real
person
bad.
hold 2,000 spirits.
Oh, what was it in the tomb? The man.
Good morning.
The man that used to live in the tombs, he had 2,000
He had that
spirits on
many
him.
evil spirits in him, huh?
Go on.
Okay, I got you, Rodney. 2,000.
So
Yeah,
2,000
okay.
spirits went into the swine.
Well, he had a whole lot of them.
Not a
with him.
quart.
This man was
You hear the
infested.
mouse here?
This man was infested.
You hear that noise?
Come on, man. He's
Hush, man. I hear more deep. No, leave him alone. That's you don't
The
tell.
man was infested.
Yeah, he was.
He was infested.
That's why he was breaking chains like it was paper.
Right.
Right. So he was that strong.
You have to be strong to break a chain.
No, because what happened is sometimes when you think you bind him, you actually bind nothing, because the spirit, you can't bind no spirit. You know what I mean?
You can't bind the spirit anyway, but that was physical chains. being
Right, that's
broken.
physical chain being broken. Come on.
But there's a drug that some people are taking now. It just makes them so super strong. They get
Not that strong, bro.
No. I'm not saying like this.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
saying some people take some drugs right now.
Steroids.
No, wrong than that.
I forgot the drug they're taking, and they become so
Make
strong.
him that strong.
and they become, it's like take like 4 cops to hold them down. Because they're taking these drugs and they just flipping all over the place. And sometimes the cops just shoot the person. And shoot and kill
Right,
the
so
person.
That big tall guy from selling Lucy's, they killed him on the curb.
More than that.
Yeah, right. No, they just beat him. Oh, and they just beat him.
let's go to Matthew 8 and 28
Oh,
now.
this is what I would read.
Matthew 8 and 28.
Remember this one we read down there?
So Matthew 8 and what?
28. Go back a chapter. Hey,
Another book.
yeah, this one right here. Ooh.
Yeah, them up.
Yup, that's what he did.
Read it when you have it, Zakar.
And Matthew, you got it beside
Yeah. When, son.
Matthew 8:28. And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Germ, they met him, 2 possessed with devils coming out of the tomb, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. So they like Bogart the street. Where you going?
Yeah.
For real, they real good.
None of the people scared of him.
Yeah, where you going?
You let nobody come through.
Sound like black people doing it. Yeah, where you going?
And not only that, the guy had 2,000 spirits on him. You don't want to get caught up with this guy.
You don't want to get caught up that way with the spirit.
And it also says it was 2 people here as
Yeah,
opposed to 1 person and the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta highlight that right there. 2 possessed with the devil. So he was something else by himself.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. All right, we'll go back there, Mark.
Yeah, you read all the way to 31.
Me?
Yeah. 8:38.
Okay,
28
Matthew
to 31.
8:29. And behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus? Thou Son of God, art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them a herd of many swine feeding. So the devil besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffering us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said to them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the waters.
Have them driven they
He killed it. He killed the pork pig.
and have them driven they something.
Right. I'm right there, young fella. Wake up, man. Wake up, man. It's class.
I had to check Mike on that in the other class.
What?
Mike said that's why we ain't supposed to eat no swine because they got evil spirits in them.
Okay. No. God told
I
me.
mean, we wasn't supposed to eat no swine before
Way
they
back in the
go
good.
jump there, man.
Right.
Automatically.
There's something else with that, but I had to get them. And they ain't like it, but I had to check it.
Oh, yeah, you supposed to. You supposed to did that way back in the first 5 books. Where did that pork come?
You don't be one of you was there and jumped out.
Hey, look at here. I think you taking a spot of Abaya, because Abaya and Ben used to get into it with the Bible. And I over class,
Yeah.
I sit there watching. They be going at it. So, well, at least they argue about the Bible.
Yeah, it's something good.
So now let's see what transpired next.
You going back to Mark?
Mark,
Mark, yes.
More.
15.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
14 now.
14.
14 more.
And they that fed the swine fled and told it in the city
Mm-hmm.
and in the country, and they went out to see what it was that was done.
All right.
So the people who were minding the pig, they ran and went and told the people. Right? So they ran and tell the people. All right?
All right.
They told the people what happened, what just happened, what they just saw, what they just witnessed.
You know what happened?
That's something when the swine just run off the cliff, though. That is something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's news.
That's news.
Yeah.
Channel 6 news there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verse 17.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
17.
And they began to pray.
No, verse 15, sorry.
15.
And they come to Yahushua and see him that was possessed with the devil. So now they saw the guy that was possessed with the devil.
We hang with him.
And had the legion sitting and clothed in his right mind, and they were afraid. So the man now all of a sudden he got clothes on and he just sit in his right mind. They were afraid because imagine you see that all your days in the city, you see this man.
Grew up watching him.
Go up watching him.
That was right. Let's see. About 3 or 4.
And all of a sudden, you see the man just sit like nothing happened.
Okay.
I'm with Jesus now. I'm cool.
Right.
So they were afraid.
Yeah. I know this one here, Jesus.
And they that saw it told them how it befell to him that was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. So those that saw witness what happened, they told the other people what happened to this guy.
Man.
What happened, how the man came to his right mind. And they began to pray him to depart out of their coast. When they saw what happened, they told Yahushua to leave. Because there's something that they could not comprehend. How did he do that? Because usually when you have evil spirit in you, right, the mindset is, if you don't understand, you think they're going to think you some kind of demonic person to come in and kill that person. But they see, still they didn't understand that Yahushua was the Messiah that can do miracles. Instead, they were afraid. Because if that man becomes like a dangerous man. If he can cure that fellow right there. Instead of seeing it as a good thing, they're afraid. Because they did not understand Yahushua as the Messiah.
One of the things about your money too. Man, we could have sold this one.
Could have sold the swine, that's for one. You gotta mess me up. And you know, how many people in the city that have evil spirit in them, if he start throwing evil spirit in the swine, we done. You
know? 2,000 pigs? That's a lot of pigs.
If they were selling them swine, that's a lot of money they lost. If they were selling it. I don't know what they were doing with them.
Wait, he doesn't say what they were doing.
Well, if it was 2,000 pigs, how many feet was that? 8,000 feet.
But if they had people over the swine, they had to be doing something with the swine.
Selling them to eat garbage.
Right.
So okay.
Had growing them to just eat garbage out there.
You just kill up our garbage collector.
How we going to eat? You got to go.
So they were afraid.
That was good.
But Jesus is talking to the demon.
So now let's see what happened there. Next. And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him. So now you wanted to be recruited by Yahushua.
Right.
You want Yahushua to recruit him. Because he saw what happened, he asked Yahushua to come with him. And see if he can come. If he can follow him.
That's a big cure.
I want to stay with him.
A big healing.
Howbeit, Yahushua suffered him not. Yahushua said, nah. Yahushua didn't accept him as, one of his disciples. But saith unto him, go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord have done for thee and have had compassion on thee. So just stay there. His purpose was to go there and tell the people, and it will be used as a testimony of what Yahushua did.
Yeah.
So if he stayed behind, he himself can save some people by his testimony. Right? because in that city, people know him in the city as being sick. But if he goes to another city and say that, some people may not believe him.
Well, he's going back to home. He's going back down Richard Island. So,
Damn, that's gonna be changed.
man,
Right,
what
right.
happened, man, I was with Jesus.
And then he kept giving the testimony, say, yeah, I was Jesus. Jesus killed me. Jesus killed me.
Well, you cut your hair.
So and the thing is,
Good.
keep in mind that the Spirit identified,
Yeah.
you know, with Yahushua.
Yeah.
So that was clear evidence is Yahushua that did it. So staying in that city will serve more purpose than him going somewhere else.
That was a miracle there. That was something.
Done.
This guy got clothes on.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? He ain't cursing nobody out. He ain't beating nobody up. Look how cool he is. He just chilling there.
Right. And imagine you cutting yourself, you beating yourself with rocks.
Yeah.
So he had to be colored.
I don't know.
He was. Jesus gonna walk with him.
Right. Well, the thing is, Yahushua said no.
You know, so he might have been white.
You know, that's what I'm saying. You can't say who he
My
was.
bad, my bad.
Well, no, because he could use them more if he stay in that city.
Right. That's let's see it for that purpose.
Okay, let's see. Verse 21? 20.
Verse 20.
Verse 20, yeah.
And he departed and began to publish in Decapolis how great thing Yahushua had done for him, and all men did marvel. See, he began to publish, meaning put it out there what Yahushua had done for him. Right?
Right.
And when Yahushua was passed over again by ship unto the other side, much people gathered unto him, and he was nigh unto the sea. And behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet and besought him greatly, saying, my little daughter lieth at the point of death. I pray thee, come and lay thy hands on her, that she may be healed, and she shall live.
This was a Roman guy, wasn't it?
No, that's a problem.
And Yahushua, why would you say that?
Because he's a ruler
Of the synagogue.
We were the only ones in the synagogue.
In the synagogue, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you said that. So those wasn't black Romans? Because you ain't too far from Jesus getting on the cross right here.
Yeah, but the synagogue back then
was like the
was
White House?
black people. It's just like these churches around here today.
Okay.
With all these
Right, said the synagogue was Jews.
Yeah,
Now,
Jews.
was Jews.
Jews.
Just like the churches today.
Jews or Israelites, you could
These
say
big
that.
churches today, these big black preachers,
Oh, okay.
you know, like PJ, what's his name?
Hey,
Yeah. But some of them actually knew who Jesus was. The rest of them didn't want to acknowledge him.
okay.
You like saying it was black Jews. You're saying it was black, right?
No, because he
Let's-
thought they were Roman.
Yeah, let's say Jews. They were Jews.
Okay, Jews.
Jews.
And we know the Jews.
Or Israelite.
He was colored.
Israelites, that's something else. Israel.
Okay. All right. Cool, yeah. 24? Jesus went with him.
Right, and besought him. Well, 24.
Oh, yeah.
And Yahushua went with him, and much people followed him and strung him as he was walking. A lot of people, the crowd, it was a big crowd.
Right.
Yeah, it certainly
It
was.
was press. He got caught up in the press because of the crowd.
What's wrong, young man?
It's like they put him in a press, and everybody's trying to,
Oh,
Like a
Is that,
circle.
he wasn't on the donkey yet?
Like on a circle, like
No.
everybody was all around.
Yeah.
Okay.
where's it?
Yeah, he was riding on the donkey.
Where's it?
let's move on. We're gonna get that. Not in this chapter, but in the chapters to come.
Oh, yeah. Well, he changed the story then. 25.
And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years
Wow.
and had suffered many things of many physicians and had spent all that she had and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. She went to the doctor.
Right.
12 years. Instead of, she spent every dime that she had. Right? Every shekel. At the time, we use shekels, right? Yeah, she used every shekel that she has. Nothing was better. As a matter of fact, she got worse. Her situation got worse. She went to all the physicians.
Right.
Many physicians he went, not all. Many physicians he went to. Suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, but situation couldn't be resolved.
Right.
Now, in verse 27, when she had heard of Yahushua came in the press behind, and says, when he had heard of Yahushua came, when she had heard of Yahushua came in the press behind, so he heard Yahushua came. As Yahushua came, it's not going to be easy for her to get to him.
There's a lot of people around.
It's a lot of people.
Right. But how did she get there?
You're going to find out.
Football movement.
Oh, man.
When she had, then it says, I'll read it on top again, 27. When she had heard of Yahushua came in the press behind and touched his garment. For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. I shall be whole.
She believed.
She believed, and on top of that, she had the faith. For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. Shall be whole. Okay, verse 29 now. And straightway the fountains of her blood was dry up, and she fell in her body that she was healed of that plague. She just felt it as soon as she touched Yahushua's garment. She felt the transformation in her body that she was healed.
She felt the changes.
Right.
Matthew 9 and 20.
Who?
Matthew 9 and verse 20.
Matthew 9 and 20. Go back one chapter. Hold this back up.
Yeah.
Here we go.
As when you look at the interlinear, the concordance and things like that, you find that he touched the fringe of his garment. He had on fringes, so she touched.
Where you read that at? Not down in 20.
When you go to the Greek,
Going to the who?
the Greek, when you go into the Greek, and she touched the fringe, and he had on fringes.
And behold, a woman was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his
garment.
Right, that's what it meant.
That's what the French is at, though, in the hymn, though.
Right.
Yeah. So in the translation from the Greek to English, it says fringe.
Right.
That's fringe.
Like
we wear fringes.
This will be my garment, and this will be the hem of it, right here.
Fringe.
The fringe, yeah.
Fringe of your garment.
Right.
Because he had on the ribbon of blue and fringe.
Right. He was wild.
Yeah.
But he had a garment, full garment, like
He probably,
the Quran has,
yeah,
a long garment.
with fringes on the bottom.
Yeah.
But she couldn't get to the top because there's too many people around.
So to touch the bottom of
And she
it.
dove in like she was trying to attack.
Football tackle, like you said.
They got to wear fringes.
So
Every man.
So when she heard of Yahushua came in the press behind and touched of his We read that already.
Mhm.
29. And straightway the fountains of her blood was dry up,
Right.
and she fell in her body that she was healed of that plague.
Mhm. Yep.
Verse 30 now.
Mhm.
And Yahusha, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press and said, who touched my clothes?
You catch it.
Ain't sound black, no. On me, man.
Said, who touched my clothes?
Mhm.
So now, in a press like this, anybody could have touched you.
Right.
Right, there's so many of them.
Because they was all touching them, right?
Yeah, and then not only touching him, he was pressed. He was pressed because a lot of people, everybody was, it was like,
Close by.
yeah,
On top
because
of
everybody was trying to get to him.
Right.
So he was in the middle, and then they were pressing. So everybody was touching.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was pressed against him.
Mhm.
But what happened is that lady has the faith. He knew that lady would have done it,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But he asked, and everything Yahushua did, he did it so that they can see that he's the Messiah. But still, even with throughout all his miracle,
Mhm.
still, seeing him as a Messiah was not clear for them.
Okay.
And
Gone.
and plus also that we can read it here, recorded in the New Testament to this very day.
Uh-huh. Gone.
Well, no, virtue is what? Power?
Virtue.
Because it said it went out of him.
So look at it. Let's look it up. Virtue.
Look it up.
Matthew 9, yeah, Matthew 9 and 20. Look at Matthew 9 and 20.
Matthew 9, 20 of them. And behold, a woman which was diseased with the issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole.
Mhm.
But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith has made thee whole. And the woman,
No, I said we're looking for virtue. What is
well,
virtue?
that's what he gave me. He gave me that.
Right. So because that just reiterate what is in
Yeah.
in Mark. He says when you read Mark, Luke, and Matthew,
Mhm.
Matthew, Luke, they use what's in Mark, but they use more explanation. That's why there's a lot of link up, but the link up is still revert to the same thing.
So look up virtue and apply that.
Go on.
Virtue. Virtue.
You have an issue of blood. If she has an issue of blood, no man would want to be with her because she's unclean.
Mhm.
Okay, virtue, moral excellence, goodness, particular form of this, chastity, good quality, faces the inherent power. We got that word power there, right? Inherent power.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Synonym study and goodness. Well, I like the word inherent power.
So he knew, Yahushua knew the, how can I put it? His inherent power, that even through touching him, he can feel that what was happening, because he knew himself. If somebody come in and touch him, he would automatically know what happened because of his inherent power that he have in him. He knew that just by touching him, anybody that touched him, how
The power. He was filled with power, and when somebody touched him, the power went to heal that person, so it went out of his body. He knew.
not out of his body. He felt the virtue, meaning he felt the
I think it went out of him. Virtue went out of him.
well, I mean, not out of his body. It means that once she touched him, right? The inherent power that he has was triggered. All right. For somebody to have that kind of plague, if somebody touch you, you can feel that something just happened to that person. So he knew himself to the point where if somebody touched him that had some kind of issue and that had faith, that person is healed. He knew that the lady touched him, but he knew that he healed the lady because he can feel it in himself that the healing was done in her because of his inherent power. All right, so it's not like okay. It's not like he lose power and then the power went from him and go to that lady. That's not
that's the way I was looking at it.
Yeah, so that's not what he meant. It's not like the power he lost some power to her. No, that's not what he meant.
Right.
Okay.
So he knew
the efficacy or the what's the word I'm looking for? Not useful. Not not useful, but help me here. Right? So help me here with a vocabulary.
We understand that something happened.
But what that's something, because you understand it, that power left him and go to that woman.
Well, a little bit of it had to come out of him and give it to him. Give it to the woman to heal the woman. The power had to come out of him just to heal that woman, right? But you saying that that's not the situation.
That's not the case. But more so, Yahushua understood himself as become powerful. If something happened to heal somebody, it triggers, he knew. That's what it meant.
Right. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he already knew what it was.
He knew that a connection is made.
Right.
Right? He knew that a connection is made that's powerful. Right? He just did something powerful to somebody that been sick or something like that.
For a long period.
For a long period of time. Right? So somebody, whoever touched him, that was something special. That person that touched it is the power triggers.
Yeah.
So he knew himself. Gone. But that's what it meant. It's not like he lost power to that lady.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's just his power went into her.
Right.
It's not like you
to heal her.
It's not like you plug it in a light bulb and the light light up. It's not the same. Right? But that would be taking power from the circuit. You plug the light bulb in the light.
No, his power.
It's not like that.
Let's say even if you were to use that, the electricity still stays the electricity. It's still there. If you plug it, it light it up, but you don't lose power. The power just trigger.
Okay. Make it stronger.
No, the power trigger makes something come alive.
Oh, okay.
Right, but the power is still there.
Oh, it's still there, but
you can plug anything else to it, it's gonna work.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right, but with Yahushua, there's no overloading.
Right.
He just
Yahushua have grades.
really come
You know
alive.
he has the power grade is infinite.
It won't stop.
Infinite,
Yeah.
yeah.
His
There's no
power was
overcharging.
His power came out charging hard.
Right. There's no overcharge the circuit. There's no circuit breaking.
Ain't no blink in the light.
Exactly.
Blinking the light.
Exactly.
Keep on going.
It's not like somebody stole some of his power next door and then cause him to have less power.
Right.
All right. So that's what we want to get away from.
Okay.
Gone. Verse 31. And his disciples said unto him, Thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou would touch me?
Who touched me?
All these people touching you, and you talking about who touched you.
Right. But it was like a special touch that triggers his power.
He felt that special touch.
Right. And he looked around about to see her that had done this thing. So he turned around to see her that had done this thing, knowing that he already knew. Right? But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him and told him all the truth. The lady emotionally felt what was done in her, and she came and dropped and then explained to him what happened, how she was sick for so many years.
Right.
Verse 34. And he said unto her, Daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace and be whole of thy plague. That lady was healed. But what healed her? Thy faith.
Her faith did.
God. So belief and faith work together. While he yet spake, there came from, but while he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou the master any further? You remember on the beginning, the chief ruler in the synagogue tried to talk to him, right? In the midst of everything.
He was on his way to that guy's house when that lady touched him. He was on his way to the synagogue.
Who?
Jesus. The dude asked him.
Right.
Yeah, he was on his way.
Right. But keep in mind, if Yahushua is on his way, but the man is like, he's happy, probably talking to Yahushua, along the way. Yeah. Save my daughter. And then people saw this, and one guy said, Listen, why you keep bothering the man? Your daughter's already dead. So probably the news went out, say, yo, she's dead.
She's dead.
Oh, okay.
Too late.
It's too late. He said, yo, why you bothering him? Your daughter's already dead. Right. So that's the way to book the news to somebody, huh? Right? 36. As soon as Yahushua heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe. Yahushua believe.
Yeah, we have a strong belief.
Right. They don't believe. They just believe just believe. Right? And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James and John, the brother of James. So after that, when you're gonna do something like that, people want some privacy. Right? So he pretty much didn't want everybody to go into the man's house. He had to check them because these people, they were so much, with Yahushua, if Yahushua going somewhere, they want to be there.
They want to be right there.
They want to be right with him.
Right. So he told them, listen, nobody else come. Right? Just Peter and James and John's brother of James.
Those four,
right? And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly, So he saw the crying, the mourning going on, because the damsel was dead.
Right, she was dead.
Right. And then when people are dead, a lot of crying, a lot of noise.
Right.
Right? The family is in great pain. So he saw what happened when he came in the house. Yeah, wake up.
Okay.
And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he said unto them, why make ye this idle and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth.
There you go. I told him when he said he ain't dead, he sleep. Let me go wake him up. Well, her sleep, then wake up.
But you know what? She was dead.
She was dead?
She was dead at first.
She's dead.
If you dead in Christ, you just sleep.
You're just sleeping.
Just like when we die now, we ain't dead, we just sleep. And he gonna wake us up.
Yeah?
I think so.
That's right.
Let's go to John 11 and 11. Let's go to John 11 and 11.
John 11.
John 11:11.
Hold this spot. John 11:11.
So woke up Samuel.
Thank you, Mark Luke.
But he wasn't supposed to do
That
that.
wasn't right.
You supposed to do that?
That was not. No.
John 11:11.
Go on, go boy, you can read it once you have it.
Mm-hmm. Mark, Luke, John. Come on. What is the years?
Come.
All right, here we go. John 11:11. This is what Kwana was talking about.
Yeah.
You ready, Kwana?
Yes, sir. I was wrong.
Will you read it?
Yeah, here you go.
Will you read it?
Yeah.
No, I was supposed to. But if you're going to read it,
Who you?
Oh, what are you reading?
John 11:11.
John 11:11.
These things said he, and that's Jesus. And after he had said unto them,
after that.
okay, well, after that he said unto them, our friend Lazarus sleep, but I go that I may wake him out of sleep.
Okay, that's it.
That's strong.
If you go up a little further,
All right, so let's go to 13 now.
13.
verse 12, then his disciples, Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well.
They think he's taking a nap.
Right,
How about it? Jesus spake out his death,
right.
but they thought that he had spoken of taking of rest and sleep.
Right.
Then Jesus said to them, Lazarus is dead.
That's it. Lazarus was dead. All right, so when he said sleep, in that sense, Lazarus was dead.
Right.
So when he's talking about the damsel sleeping, this damsel was dead. That's why the people were crying.
Moaning and groaning.
Right, because they ain't going to moan and groan if you just take a nap. They
Right.
can't just take a sleep.
Yeah, like I was just like, no, you leave.
They were dead. They were,
Too cold-blooded.
Jesus talked the riddles all the time. Right? Parables.
Say.
Right.
Right, to him, that's sleep.
That it was sleep, yeah.
The white man added that word in here. That's why we talk like that. And he dead. No, he dead.
Why? Because Yahushua and the Most High is not a God of the dead,
That's right. He ain't dead. He sleep.
a God of
White
the
man gotta
living.
talk like that.
Yeah.
So that's why if somebody die in Christ, in the flesh,
No, really, no.
you're not dead, you're sleeping.
There
Because
you go.
Yahushua is not
He
the
dead.
God of
My
the dead.
father, he ain't dead. He just sleep right now.
Right, you got it great.
Right. Until he wake, God come wake us all up.
All right, let's go back to Mark now.
All right.
So that was John 11:11, showing that Lazarus was dead
Dead,
to us,
Right.
but he was asleep.
but he was asleep
Right.
according to Yahushua.
Right.
Wasn't he talking to his sister?
Hmm?
Wasn't Jesus talking to his sister? And he said, if he gonna wake him up?
No, those was his disciples.
I'm talking to the disciples.
Okay, what I just read, but it's one he was talking to.
We in Mark. We talking like in Mark.
Okay,
Right.
right. He was
In Mark.
talking to his sister.
When he got to the house, but before he got to the house, he was just talking with his disciples.
And he told him, well, let me go wake him up.
All right, so let's go back to Mark,
Okay.
Oh,
the 5th chapter,
verse.
38.
verse 40 now.
Okay.
Oh, you at 40?
Right, he says, the damsel is not dead, but sleepeth.
Mhm.
But keep in mind, I pulled that to show that Lazarus was dead, but he said sleepeth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right here, when he said he sleepeth, right here,
Mm-hmm.
he knows what it meant. He knows that he is dead to them,
Right.
but to him,
He's alive.
he's alive, he's sleeping.
Right.
So when the disciples confused about Lazarus when he said sleepeth, he said, no, Lazarus is not sleeping, he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They
But-
didn't understand.
Right, they didn't, because they didn't understand.
They don't
Right.
understand. That's why he said it that way.
Right.
Let me see. How you made them up?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 40.
I gotta try that one.
Mm-hmm.
And they laugh him to scorn. So that's why they laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody dead, you walk in and say, nah, so-and-so sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, people gonna
Start laughing.
start laughing.
What you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, all the crying turned into, this guy's
a comedian.
a comedian.
Yeah. What you talking about, man? See, yeah. Now this Jesus they talking to.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. They understand that Yahushua is the Messiah.
Right.
In the midst of all his miracles that he's doing,
They still understand.
they still don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pharisees knew.
The Pharisee will oppose him. The Pharisee didn't know. They oppose him because they think he was a leader that just speaking blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
No, that particular Pharisee who was the father of this dead woman knew.
Now he knew because he was going around do miracles,
Right,
right?
right.
Because keep in mind, the first person or the first one that mentioned of him in the gospel was Peter.
Mm-hmm.
When he asked, "Who you think I am?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And in chapter 8, he asked Peter, "Who do you think I am?"
Mm-hmm.
That's when Peter said, "Thou art the Christ."
Okay.
So that's when Peter knew, and that's when he said, he told him, just don't tell anybody.
Okay. Since you know.
It sounds like black people. I'm talking about.
Since you know.
Well, I'm Jesus, right?
Since you know.
Right. But still,
I'm the Savior.
he knew, but he wasn't 100%.
Right.
That's when he went around and said, when Yahusha said he was going to die, he was said, "No, you ain't going to die." Then so he said, "Get behind me, Satan."
Get behind me.
Right,
For that spirit, get behind me.
Right. So he didn't fully understand that that's Yahusha that had to come and die.
Right. You didn't understand that.
Right. Right.
Okay.
But at some point in time, the Spirit revealed to him, this is Christ.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Spirit did tell him.
This was my
Gun.
Okay.
So verse 41 now.
41.
Now then 40, let me read 40 again. And they laughed him to scorn.
Mm-hmm.
But when he had put them all out, so he said, everybody get out.
Yeah, he black.
He taketh the father and the mother of the damsel, right? The father and the mother, and them that were with him. So the disciples that were with him, that he has to go with him, and entereth in where the damsel was laying.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he entered into that room, and he took the damsel by the hand. How you gonna take a dead person by the hand, right?
He grabbed him.
Grab a dead person by the hand and said unto her, Talima Kumi,
Mm-hmm.
which is being interpreted, damsel,
Mm-hmm.
I say unto thee,
Mm-hmm.
arise. So he called up the spirit to come
The
down.
Holy Spirit come out of there.
Now he's telling the spirit to come down,
Come back in.
get back in her.
Okay.
Nobody tried this thing. Nobody tried to do this thing.
Ain't
Right?
got nobody to do it. Which praying?
And straightway, listen, and straightway the damsel arose and walked.
And then it
And
there.
something else there.
See, told you.
For she was of the age of 12 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
little
man.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they were astonished with a great astonishment. Right? So when you were sick and lay down, your body is weak.
Right.
Now your body's kind of weak because
you're weak.
depending on how many hours you had without food, right? So Yahushua say, hey, give us some food. Let's read on. He said, and he charged them straightly that no man should know it. He said, don't tell anybody. And commanded that something should be given her to eat.
Right.
They give her some food.
Give us some meat.
Put something in the belly. Right? So she can regain her strength bodily.
Right.
Because the spirit is back. So the spirit is back, but now give her some food.
Now, my point of view, after A come B, Jesus, from the age of 12 and 13 to 31, 35, whatever year it was, that's what he was doing. Right there.
How do you know that?
I know, they told me.
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
Michael.
Now put it this way.
Good.
I don't know what you were doing at the age of 12 years old, but now you're in the truth now. That's what really matters. It's the same thing with you. That's what happened with Yahushua too. Yahushua grew up.
Your point of view, I got mine.
I know. Yahushua grew up and as a regular child would grow.
He was doing stuff when he was a little child. Remember him?
Where you show me in the scripture what he was doing at the age of 12. Show me in the.
Put it in here, that's all.
So if it's not in here, we don't teach it.
I'm telling you.
No. What I'm saying is, if it's not in the scriptures,
I won't put it in here. About a little black kid doing stuff like that.
Right.
And the rest of the world won't read.
Right.
So, I won't put it in either if I was a white man.
No, what happened is you wouldn't be able to put any to begin with.
Talk about he was missing. He wasn't missing at all. He's right on the scene.
But I don't know if he was in the world like
no, not in the world.
No,
he was being brought up.
He was in God's world.
He was coming up as a child.
He was being brought up as they bring a child up.
Right, acting like a child.
When he was in Egypt in the synagogue, right? Go ahead. And they was looking for him. What was he doing? He was in there talking to the Pharisees. That was at the age of 12 when he was doing it.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is he grew up, but he wasn't doing some of the things people want to put in the scripture that he was doing.
How you know?
Which is what?
Some of the things. What's some of the things you say he was doing?
He got one right here. When he was a little boy, like he said he was down there in Africa, he doing stuff like this right here. They just didn't put it in his book. So many miracles and blessings he was doing. Well, that's your opinion. I'm gonna talk about me. See, I'm talking about me, not you and you.
No. What I'm saying is you. No. What I'm saying.
No,
put it this. I understand.
I'm get this book that
because the book. No. Put it this way. Put it this way. Diversity of opinion. You can't be opposed to somebody that have his own opinion. You see what I'm saying? Because diversity. You may not agree with that opinion, but you have your opinion.
You may not agree with my opinion.
Right, I may not agree with that opinion. Right, but again,
I'm telling you.
But again, nobody can tell you not to have your opinion.
There you go.
That's the
way. He has
way.
his own opinion,
my
but
opinion,
he don't side with the Bible. That's all.
Right. Right. But when it comes to doctrine of Christ, we're gonna teach what's in the scripture.
Okay, you got my opinion. That's my
When
opinion.
you say that, you make sure you say that I got this out of this other book, not the Bible.
I got this out my head.
Okay.
Right.
That's his opinion.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Right.
You got it out your head.
I just said that to you.
Yeah, that's his opinion.
Many speculations about it.
Ain't no speculation.
Leave it
This
alone.
is my opinion.
That's your opinion. Cool.
And then they come back 35 years later. What's up, man?
You're entitled to your
Why wait
opinion.
a minute?
Because
Okay.
30.
you're
There you
entitled
go.
to your opinion, brother.
Right.
No.
That's just my opinion.
No.
He ain't been beat up. Ain't nobody jumping him. Truck ain't run him over. He ain't catch AIDS. He ain't never got his arm broken. He never been sacked. He never ran for politicians.
I'm not bad from one that one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ain't nothing ever happened to him. Then all of a sudden he popped back up. He's 31, 2 years old. Yo, man, where y'all for Jesus? Where y'all been at? Chilling.
Wow.
All right, so that concludes
That was a good one.
That
Then.
concludes the chapter
Mark.
of Mark 5.
That concludes Mark
He's concerned about you.
chapter
5.
5.
Right.
Okay, what we
No,
doing
no,
next?
no one asked me
I'll
what
answer you.
scripture we're gonna be reading next,
Tell me, so
Right.
I'm gonna read. I'm not-
because nobody
Please.
really read the scriptures before the
I'm gonna be
service.
reading this driver's thing on this week.
Second
Wednesday
Ezra 3 and 4.
showtime. See, I gotta take
Second
a test
Ezra.
Wednesday.
Huh?
I'm going to
Second
pass.
Ezra 3 and 4.
You be all right, man.
Second Ezra 3 and verse 4.
Wait a minute.
Chapter 4. Chapter 3 and chapter 4.
Second Ezra.
3 and 4.
All right. 3 and
And
4. I'm gonna read one. I'm gonna read both of them.
Monday, we're having a service.
Monday is the Day of Atonement. We having a service
Write that
on
down,
Monday.
too.
And you
Write
should,
down.
I mean, you know that.
Did I?
We talked about the Day of Atonement last night.
Oh yeah. Right, we did. Me and him was in here. Getting it on.
But tell everybody that we'll be here having a service.
Monday, what time? 7:30? 9 o'clock. What else? What's that? 7?
Be here by sundown or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna put 7 p.m.
Don't put 7 p.m.
What time?
The earliest, just put 8.
Yeah.
When does the Day of Atonement start?
It starts tomorrow, Monday at sundown.
Sunset?
Sundown what day?
Monday,
Monday,
This coming
Monday?
Con.
second day of atonement.
I am the boss, sister.
Monday sundown to Tuesday sundown.
All right, from sundown to sundown. Sundown Monday, sundown Tuesday.
Fasting.
It's a day of fast.
And pray.
No food,
No rapping with the Bible.
no food, and what else?
No drink.
No drink.
Water?
No food, no drink.
Oh, no drinking, nothing. We go. I got it.
It's fasting and praying, right?
Yeah.
I think sometimes people, I'm not saying, some people might say, oh, medication or whatever.
Well, that's different.
But
You gotta take
I'm not
medication.
saying, I wouldn't say it's just for anybody.
If you gotta say like you got take medicine, you know, I don't know. Answer. I gotta take no medicine.
Fasting and
I ain't
praying.
gonna be taking no when I get old now.
Right, so the thing is, no food, no drink.
So what? You still got this thing up?
On day of atonement.
Right,
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Stand up. Stand up.
fast for a day.
Fasting
Fasting.
and praying, right, Masak?
Right.
Not sleeping all day, but fasting and praying.
Yeah, not sleeping all day.
Make him sleep.
Cause you can't, you gotta get off your butt and do something, brother. Roddy, tell me you can't lay in your butt. You gotta do something. You better talk to him.
What's the conversation?
You do gotta do something. What you gonna lay in the house all day? All right, we'll lay in the house all day. What's the sorry when you get older?
What's the conversation?
You think why you gotta do something?
About what?
About atonement.
It starts at 9.
Atonement.
You go to school, right?
You ain't gotta do nothing at atonement.
Okay, well stay there.
You can't do anything on atonement. Atonement,
You
you
can't
atonement.
fast and pray.
You
go to
can't
school,
eat,
right?
you can't eat or drink water, you can't do nothing. You can't do it. You fasting, atonement is fasting. Yeah?
So what you should do?
Like Batak said,
Don't eat and don't drink.
pray, do some fasting, and to read.
Right. Pray.
Fasting and
And
praying.
ask God forgiveness of
Money.
your
So you
sins.
sit there, there you go, right? We talked about that last night.
That's it.
That's right.
Is it a certain
Fasting,
age?
praying,
Let's go to Leviticus.
they hit it.
Yeah.
Leviticus.
Ask God to forgive you.
Is it a certain age?
Certain age, yeah, when you're born.
What's that?
Listen to what he just said.
Leviticus what?
No, but you know, I said what a baby that's born, and it's the day of atonement.
Oh, you feed the child, that's different then. You gotta get his baby milk.
Huh?
You wanna know what age does that start at when we do that, we fast?
What day you start at when you, what age?
Yeah, I guess it'd be when you're a man.
When you become a man.
What, about 12?
You start to understand the scriptures
13, and when we have that
and start being
conversation,
conscious
yeah.
of what you're doing.
Right.
Right? When you
You gotta
become conscious of
right.
what you're doing, you know right from wrong.
Right.
You gotta
But if
kind-
you are in the process of learning, you are in the process of being groomed. Right? When you can make a decision of yourself, then okay.
You're
Everything's
old
fine.
enough.
Okay.
Leviticus what?
Oh, yeah.
Leviticus chapter 16
All right.
Okay.
and verse 31.
16:31. Oh. It say rest. There's your magical word, man. Everybody is in the holy divinity from the Sabbath rest. Until you and ye shall take your soul by the statutes forever. You go ahead and keep resting, brother. Right is my key, man. When I buy some rules, I'm gonna forgive you.
All right, you got it?
Yeah. It says Leviticus chapter 16, verse 31. It shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you, and ye shall afflict your soul by a statute forever.
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 What's forever? Forever.
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 Forever, ever. Leviticus. Which covenant? That's all love you forever. Yep. So that's
All right, so let's get the specifics.
Shall be the Sabbath.
Numbers 29 and 7 about the day of. What today's date in the lunar calendar?
7-7.
7.
Numbers.
And Numbers what?
Numbers 29 and verse 7.
He told you class went over with, man. 29-7. This me and you last night got it.
All right, what's your question?
Wait, what day is it on a weekend or the weekday?
It's Monday.
Monday.
All right, what if you got practice and you're practicing and they work you really hard and then they say, well, I'm not supposed to get water?
It's real hard.
I'm going to practice.
So that day, supposedly, if you're gonna keep it, it's best to take that day off. You know, so that you don't get tricked into drinking anything or eating anything. So it's best to keep take the day off.
You tell the coach for religious reasons.
Because if he finished school at about 3:30 on Monday, right?
Yeah, you go to school.
All right, so Numbers 29 and 7 reads. You want to read it, Zakar?
I got it.
You got it? All right. What's that?
Numbers 29 and 7 says, and you shall have on the 10th day of the 7th month.
What month are we in?
The
7th month. Holy convocation.
What day is today?
7th.
The 7th month.
All right, so
And
now,
you shall-
hold on. On the 7th month and the 10th day. So today is the 7th day.
Right.
At sundown today, right, it's going to be
The 8th.
the 8th day starts.
Yes.
So when the 8th day finish at sundown on Sunday,
The 9th.
the 9th day.
9th coming.
So Monday is going to be the 10th day at sundown.
Right.
So read it again.
It says, Numbers 29 and 7. And you shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month a holy convocation, and you shall afflict your soul. You shall not do any work therein.
That's it. That's the Day of Atonement.
I'm having it on Wednesday.
What they been on that
They
list?
want to do this Wednesdays too. I don't know how they hooked it up like that.
Who?
The
You gotta
whole
know
school said
when.
Wednesday 20th, and that's the 20th?
The Amalek is having it on 19th.
Yeah, the 19th.
Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what Billy and them talking about. So they found out. How do we get ours different from theirs?
The lunar calendar.
Are we straight with the lunar calendar?
Yeah.
And what calendar you?
Amalek, whatever Amalek doing.
Amalek stuff cannot be right. That's all it is, because it's not for them. You cannot get it right.
Who
Yeah.
uses that?
Sometimes in a rare case, it's on the same day, but because they just put it whatever they feel, you know. Sometimes the Passover get on the same day. We have our Passover. Some rarely.
All right, so few scriptures so we can close out.
Okay,
Joel. Joel chapter
1.
1, verse 14 to 15. Joel.
Should be doing it all at the same day. Yeah,
Joel 14.
Joel.
Joel. Go ahead.
14. I'm sorry, Joel chapter 1, verse 14 to 15. Joel chapter 1.
Wait a minute, did we do this last night?
Yes, for those who weren't here.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave this alone right here. Yeah, that's why I just turned it in and I see it. I already read and highlighted. Yeah.
Oh, you were
993.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're hitting.
Okay.
He's ahead of the curve, right?
Right.
Good boy, you can read it once you have it.
Yeah.
Joel, that J-O-W-E-L?
J-O-E-L.
Okay.
Joel. My buddy named Joel, our leg athlete. My buddy, our leg athlete named Ephraim. Now I know why he's Puerto Rican. That's what they named him after that tribe. Costa Rica. Oh.
You get the golden practice tomorrow. It's Tuesday, which you take off.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Bar Sunday.
Yeah, you get to go to practice at 8:30 because the sun don't go down. So what time the sun go down? 7 o'clock?
Yeah, around 7.
Around 7:30, around, now it's around
I
7:30.
need to,
You can finish practice and everything. You get to eat. And then at 7:30, you got to start yourself until 7:30 the next day.
Good boy, you read it?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Batak, my wife. You get it.
I need something from you before we leave.
Joel.
No, the reason why he asked that question so he can drink during that time of the fasting.
Well, I'm saying,
Oh, no, you're right, because I heard you.
start tomorrow night.
Sunset.
So he gets to go to school and go to practice for Monday.
No, it starts Monday night.
So I can still go to school, man.
Yeah, I already knew that before you even asked that question.
But the next day.
But he asked it so he can have something.
All right, so let's finish read it and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I already know.
Go ahead.
Come on, man, he reading,
Don't
bro.
go to practice. That's what he said. All right, Joel 1 and 14
Right.
says, sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord your God, and cry unto the Lord. Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come.
All right, so pretty much it's a solemn assembly on that day. So meaning you have to come together to call out the feast. It's a holy convocation. All right.
What that's talking about any holy day. How holy day was?
This is common and proclaim the fast. The fast. Read it again.
Sanctify. Oh, yeah, fast.
Sanctify ye a fast.
Okay, yeah.
Call your solemn assembly.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's close it out. That's some few scriptures on the fast.
Okay.
And the water for the participation. And stay tuned for the closing prayer. Did somebody get the blind, Baba Kusha?
What?
Remember last week?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We gotta get some sleep at night.
Barakata Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Ashura, Nataranawa, Pa Yagaban, Tuaraman, La Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Ak Yasha'ala. English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it. To Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, with Israel. I mad up when you are you watch them, send face rooster. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Barukushai,
Barukushai,
Shemai,
Shema,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Aitha,
Aitha,
Yamyan,
Yamyan,
Aitha,
Aitha,
Shalak,
Shalak,
Micah Allah,
Micah,
Walalahayim,
Walahayim,
Atazawadakim,
Tazadakim,
Shema Ayo,
Shema,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapah,
Rapah,
Magun,
Magan,
Wakaziyak,
Wakaziyak,
Banya,
Banya,
Yasha Allah,
Yasha,
Washalak,
Washala,
Lanawa,
Lanao,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Kakama,
Kakama,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
the Ith,
Lai,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Bayana,
Maina,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Tablanwa,
Sabalona,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
I'm a one,
Amawan,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Aqua,
Aqua,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Ahabiam,
Ahabiam,
Rabiam,
Rabiam,
Agana,
Agana,
Rakanaya,
Rakanaya,
Wasalak,
Wasala,
Ko,
Ko,
Katayam Nawa,
Kalayimnao,
La Akim,
Laakim,
Wayasha Allah,
Washala,
Tamyad,
Tomya,
Waiwalam,
Wailam,
Bahasham,
Baisham,
Yahushai,
Yahusha,
the water,
the Walla,
Aman.
Aman,
English translation. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please listen to us now, right now. Send Michael and the righteous powers and angels to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel, and send to us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much brotherhood, much love, much spiritual protection, and forgive us all our sins for the brothers and sisters in Israel, always and forever. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. The four corners prayer. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asham,
Baisham,
Yahushai,
Yahusha,
Barak Nawa,
Rakanao,
Wayasha Allah,
Rashala,
Bashi Saparium,
Batakari,
Shaman,
Shema,
Yashirallah,
Yasharella,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allah Hayanawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Akai.
Michael,
All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom, Shalom,
Enjoy the rest of the Sabbath, and
So,
we'll be with each other once again Monday night. Both sides willing, everything will work out. Shalom.
well,
All right. Shalom.